Okay, we're gonna do a thumb spica. So this is a really common one that you're gonna do with football. We're gonna start it either with just an anchor around the wrist or with a simple wrist. And if you look really closely, what we're gonna do is she's gonna open her hand up this way and we're gonna go around the thumb and back down with our pre-wrap, covering that whole thing up. You can kind of see we've just covered that whole thing, not covering the hand completely, okay, but just covering up the thumb. This one is one that you're gonna do a lot of times in combination with a simple wrist, okay, but for the purposes of this, we're just gonna put an anchor right at the base of the wrist. You can do one or two, depending on the athlete. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these, we're gonna anchor put it on the anchor. We're gonna find that MP joint right here, okay, between the metacarpal and the phalange, and we're gonna come right up and we're gonna follow the same pattern that we followed with our pre-wrap. And I'll show it to you from this side so that we can come from here, right up and around. Be really careful not to get too tight. Always like to pull that tape out and just lay it down, because by doing this a few times, it's gonna get nice and tight, okay? We're just gonna alternate directions, making sure that X right on the back of the MP joint. And depending on the size of the athlete, depending on the sport, depending on the injury and how stable you want it to be, you're gonna go between 4 and 6 times, multiple in each direction, and then you're gonna anchor covering up all those ends of tape. And then I'll show you up close what this looks like. You're gonna have that X right over top of the MP joint, and then she's still got good motion. She should be able to still touch all her fingers, okay? And so we haven't restricted her too much, and then she can go ahead and rip any of this pre-wrap off that she doesn't need. Go practice.